Hey, what's good, y'all? It's DJ Fanatic at soundsforproducers.com. Welcome to another episode of going over producers, publications, books that I feel that you can grow from and also learn a couple things and just kind of open your mind up to something maybe you haven't thought about. And just to kind of celebrate these producers that are just really doing a great job, you know, with music, of course, but obviously in the producer community as well. So the book, if you haven't seen the other episodes, make sure this is actually a playlist, so make sure you check out the other videos. But the book obviously is From A to Z. Shout out to Zaytoven. And we're on chapter 4, where I just highlight a few things that stick out to me in the book and also just kind of freestyle it in a way. And that was a long intro, so check it out. We're back. By the way, thank you for those that are subscribing and those that are checking out the videos. If you're watching it, please hit the sub button, click the bell as well, so that way you're alerted to the videos that come on the channel and more in store. And also, I noticed I kind of went on a little hiatus. I actually just recovered from having food poisoning, which is not a good experience at all. I mean, I was hurting, man. You barely want to walk. You barely want to move, and you could barely eat. I could barely drink water. It was bad, and my voice was gone. So now I'm getting energy enough to do more videos and also make some more music, and that's why there's a couple days that we're missing and you haven't seen any videos. So I'm doing better. You know, thank you to those that hit me up or whatever. So anyway, chapter 4 is about discover. I don't want it to auto focus on me, but discover. It usually starts with Bible verses, so I'm gonna just start out and read that. It's ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. Gucci and I had developed a one-of-a-kind chemistry that was nothing short of a miracle. It reminded me of Dre and Snoop, Toop and T.I., Timbaland and Missy. Even though we were from two completely different backgrounds and lived vastly different lifestyles, we connected creatively, and that's why we were able to work so well together. I'm gonna skip down here. Once I had established a name with Gucci, I continued hitting up the same clubs to discover that next star. You can never get too comfortable in life, and especially not in the entertainment business, where a new star is born every second. What kept me motivated and still does is knowing that it's always someone out there grinding just a little bit harder and working a little bit longer than me, ready to take my spot. Now let me just speak on that a little bit. Of course, with entertainment business, music business, it never ends. Like politics, that'll never end. Unless, I don't know, anarchy or, you know, whatever. You always want to be fresh. And what I mean by that, as a producer standpoint, you might want to learn new techniques in your productions and try new sounds. Study music that's hot right now and try to think about what it's going to be like the next couple of years. Use different techniques that are hot now and just twist it a little bit. Maybe use a special type of 808 for a specific type of rhythm that you use. I mean, there's so many different ways. It's art. You can do art in so many different ways, but don't get comfortable because entertainment spits you out. You know, there's a lot of producers that you probably knew and you don't hear from them anymore. You're like, yo, what happened to that producer, yo? They were killing it. You know what? I hate to say it, but an example is Storch. You know, Scott Storch. His story is awesome, man. Shout out to Scott Storch too, by the way. I did a video on the Storch plugin too, so and that's on my other channel if you want to watch it. But yeah, he was all over the charts. Go ahead, look him up, because I know there are some younger producers, and it's all good. Just look him up and you see all the songs this guy has made, which is insane. And then he disappeared for a long time. I think probably 5 to 10 years. He had drug issues, but he's clean now, and recovered. But that's kind of what happened. So what I mean by is, what I'm relating to what I caught in this chapter is, don't get comfortable. You always keep moving, you know, keep exploring different opportunities with your music. Don't think that it's just, you can focus on one thing at a time, but having multiple, you know, talents or skills gives you more of ability to be an asset. So it's kind of like, you know what just popped in my head, it's kind of like martial arts, you know. You can, or playing in an instrument. Like any craft, like if you stop for a little while, you tend to lose that skill, that talent, and you don't want to get stuck and just forgotten, you know what I mean? So anyway, don't get me wrong, there's enough success to go around for everybody. Yeah, he mentioned that what kept me going, kept me motivated, and still does, is knowing that it's always someone out there grinding just a little bit harder and working a little bit longer than me, ready to take my spot. Now, that sounds like fear to me. I'm shocked well, this is in his early life he felt like that. Probably now he doesn't. I mean, that's the way I felt too when I was younger. You know, you feel like, oh man, YouTube's saturated. I can't sell beats on YouTube. Yes, you can. Trust me, I know people making a lot of money on YouTube, and I make money on YouTube. So get that negative-ish out of your head. And thinking that somebody else is going to take your spot, like you're producing music out of fear. You know, it's music. Music is an expression. So if you're scared and you're making stuff out of desperation, you're kind of working against yourself. So you want to create music freely, happily, and express yourself, and just, yo, I'm gonna make the best beat ever. Boom. Don't care about what anyone else is doing, you know, and because you're thinking on a competitive mindset. I can go really deep into that, and I don't want to get totally sidetracked, but you know, you want to think creatively. This is where I'm going to be in the next 5 years. This is what I'm going to have. This is what my family's going to do. This is the car I'm going to drive. I'm going to be working for myself, you know, in the next 2 years. Or, you know, I don't need to go to college because I'm making $30,000 a month with just music alone. See, these are the things that's creative compared to, yo, that producer, his beats are whack. My stuff better than his, but he get all the plays. See, you see what I'm saying? It's a competitive mindset, and that takes you away from what you can really be. And that's a gem right there. Hit that sub button for that. That's a gem. I'm shocked I told y'all that. So anyway, no, I'm not. Because I like to see people win. I like to see people succeed, and I love the producer community, and I thank those that rock with me and Sounds for Producers. So, and of course there's I had to mention, you know, there's always links in the description too for loop packs and whatnot, and some dope sounds. And thank you to the customers. I appreciate y'all. So moving on, because I can break down so much here. He said he goes to the clubs to discover talent, right? Yeah, I can't recommend that enough. Like, if you want to work with an artist, which I do recommend, if that's the route you want to go as a producer, get out there. Go to those open mics. Go to those, you know, not beat battles. We can go to beat battles. You're a producer. Go to like rap battles, whatever, you know. Of course, everybody goes for the guy that wins. Yo, I make beats, man. You make beats. Here's some free beats, whatever. I mean, you can do that, but whoever speaks to you as a producer, like, you can hear your music work well with that artist, or you feel like that artist has something that you can help mold, that's a connection, you know what I mean? And even if you think the artist is cool, like, you want to hang out, I don't know, it's like, yo, that was dope verse, man, I really feel that. it's a genuine appreciation for talent, for skill. So get out as a producer, go out to those venues, and you get to hear different people's creative thing that they're doing. And sometimes your music is so creative that people aren't feeling it yet, but that artist is gonna feel it. And then you mesh, boom, and that's Timbaland and Missy pretty much. So anyway, moving on. I have always enjoyed the discovery process. As I mentioned earlier, it's easy to want to work with an established name, but when you discover a coal type of artist, coal meaning like, you know, coal in the ground, give them a lot of heat and turn them into a diamond. That's what gets you noticed. Before So Icy blew up in 2005, I was discovering and snatching up these new rising stars and working with them. So Zaytoven, man, he was always on it. He was looking for new artists to work with, hot artists, like artists he knew that were hungry, that had that energy. And if you're a producer that have that energy and you want to win, you want to get it, you want to go, you want to make some money, you want to make some moves, you want to match that energy with artists that are serious, you know, about their craft. You know, not artists that you can't even pay a $19 or $29 lease and they bought it or whatever and they never make a song, or they want you to change the beat and they only leased it, or they jack the beat and then put a horrible rap rhyme over it, and you know, whatever. You want to work with people that are serious about music, that want to just totally, you know, take it beyond, you know what I'm saying? So as a producer, it's always great discovering new talent. Gucci was an outcast. As a result of all this, I never experienced that I got a hit record feeling. That never happened for me, even till this day. We didn't really benefit as much as we could have, or should have, from So Icy's popularity. If you trace every song I've done throughout my career that's been big, I've had an issue with all of them. There hasn't been one song where things went smooth. With So Icy, Gucci, and Jeezy, I had issues. With Make the Trap Say Hey, there were internal issues between me, OJ, and his management. With Papers, oh yeah, I forgot he did that. Usher was going through divorce drama, and the Versace, Drake wasn't a part of the video. Right. Zaytoven produced Versace. I forgot what happened with that. But yeah, y'all can look it up. Or just put it in the comments. When 2008 and 2009 rolled around, I had so many songs on the radio, none of that mattered that much. There were countdowns on the Atlanta stations that were dedicated to my records and the artists I discovered. Back then, there weren't as many producers, especially out of Atlanta. It was me, Shorty Red, Nitty, and Drummer. During that era, artists usually worked with one producer, so every beat on their mixtape had a certain vibe to it. I would love that. But things have changed. Basically, you know, as a producer, if you can get a deal to work with one artist for an entire mixtape or EP, I highly recommend it. It's a good learning experience for you as a producer, and also a learning experience for the artist. And it's awesome to make a cohesive project. And it's something that's edged in stone. It's forever, and it's a good, a totally good experience to have under your belt. So I would recommend at least one project that you do in your life, and if you like it, keep going with it. Let's see. When people think of me, they attach me to Gucci. We established a song together. Through discovering talent, these artists gave me my name and got me in the game. So basically he's saying discovering artists and working with new hot artists helped push who he was as a producer. You notice the stages, I was thinking about this today, the stages of progression in basically hip-hop music. First it was a DJ. You know, you see the records in the back. Well, actually, yeah, first it was the DJ, and then they had like a hype man or an MC that was kind of secondary, but those roles reversed. You know what I mean? Now the MC, the rapper, and then the rapper, is first and foremost, and then the DJ. Well, now it's the producer, then the DJ. So the roles have moved. Priority is the artist, secondary is the producer, third, or whatever word you want to use there, is the DJ, if they have one. You notice some artists don't even need DJs on the stage anymore. I mean, that's like, what, 20 years ago? Things have changed, man. So as a producer, what I'm getting at is, and also what I got from the book was, working with artists helps move you from point A to point B as far as experience, connections, networking, and also, you know, people taking you seriously as a producer, or not even a beat maker. I know that's a debate that can go on forever, but they say when you're a producer, you're doing song arranging and, you know, changing verses around, you know, doing consulting as far as, okay, I like verse 16, move that there, have chorus 3, cause scratch the other choruses cause I like that one better. Stuff like that. You're shaping the song. So anyway, what I'm getting at is work with artists, get a lot of artists under your belt, and that should definitely help you as a producer. I'm just gonna read this last paragraph. I think he says something pretty dope in here. So I'm just saying, I remember when So Icy started getting club play, hundreds of people were singing all the words. I can't describe that feeling. The only other song that resonates with me like that is Versace. They actually sound like the same song to me. I made a lot of hits in the last decade, but in all those years, only So Icy and Versace have made me feel a certain type of way. Yeah, so that chapter was about discovering, and it's a really short chapter, but to relate what he was saying at the end, it's nothing like seeing how people react to your music. I don't know if you ever produce for like a showcase or something, or a beat battle, and you look out at the crowd and you just see their faces and you see how people like move into it, and they just get that face like, oh my God, and then be like really shocked and what's he gonna do next? I mean, beat battles are awesome, man, because it's very inspirational. But and also freestyle battles. I did a couple freestyle performance things where I'm just playing a bunch of my beats and like seeing girls dance to it and people like coming up to me, yo, you made that? Stuff like that is very, very inspiring. I heard some of my stuff on the radio a couple times, and I think I'm running out of time, but you know, it's awesome feeling, and I can totally relate what he means by, you know, the feeling when people are, you know, enjoying the music. And that's what it's all about. You know, you make the music because you want people to hear it, and you want people to appreciate it, and you want people to feel it. So hopefully that quick little, you know, chapter, a couple things I went over and kind of embellished, gave you some things to think about and some pointers to help you as a producer. And that's my intention, you know, to go through some of these things and, you know, that are in these awesome books. And it's a quick read, and it's some good stuff in here. So again, you know, if you haven't subscribed, click that sub button, click the bell as well, so that way you're alerted to more videos. And if you like something I said, give it a thumbs up. Definitely appreciate you. And there's more things to come for the channel. So again, it's DJ Fanatic at soundsforproducers.com. There's links in the description for some dope ass sounds. I can say that, right? Alright, I'll catch you next video. Peace.